Well, here we are. A new season, a new set of episodes, a whole several months of possibilities. And I thought I'd take this time to just remind my future self, yeah, Rob, it's around that time. It's around April or May. You're thinking of turning off the camera, growing out your facial hair, and, just walking around the house in a t-shirt and shorts for 4 to 6 weeks. But let me tell you something. It's gonna screw up with your head, guy. Yeah, so I suggest, whenever you feel like that, just take whatever you can take. Just jog, I don't know, write a book, write a blog post, whatever. You could just turn on a camera and tell the cleanest aristocrat's joke for all I care, just as long as you're filming something on Friday. Don't leave the audience hanging, please. They call it the terrible twos, not the terrible 2s and 3s. This is season 4. Make up for it. 4 is usually the best season. It's the fantastic season. Have a fan 4 stick. Alright, now let's start season 4, already in progress. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Rob Rodriguez. Now, I thought I'd start the show off by telling you, on a serious note, I am here to distract you for at least 10 minutes or so from all that's going on in the world right now. It's crazy. Like, Hollywood's not a very nice place right now. And, of course, we all know what's going on with politics, but forget that. And just go to the most generic late-night style comedy you can think of. Now, sure, my style might not agree with everybody. It's probably the Pepto-Bismol of everybody's Italian takeout, if you will. Or if you're like that, your Mexican takeout. I mean, to be honest, I might not be the best at distracting you. I mean, I'm a pretty mediocre babysitter myself. Like, I drew Strawberry Shortcake blue. The kid was concerned, like, why, whose skin is blue? Did you see Willy Wonka? So it's Friday the 13th. Can't believe I gotta bring it up on this episode, because 9 months ago, during the last Friday the 13th, I decided to ditch the idea of talking about it in the first place, because I was in favor of the 100th episode. Take a look. Anyway, usually when it's Friday the 13th and I do an episode, I try to at least make the first segment about superstition. But you know what? It is such a important day, important milestone for the show, that I thought maybe we can leave the topic alone and just cover it 6 months from now on the next Friday the 13th. Yeah, and of course, that ignorant moron from 9 months ago thought that it was going to be in July. Well, turns out July had Friday the 14th, which is, I guess, the day that puppies and rainbows evade Canada or something. I mean, isn't that just a weird feeling? Like, you just don't feel right when you don't know stuff. I mean, what is it like to not know? Like, it's kind of like when family comes over. It's like, oh, I had no idea you were coming. Really? We left several messages. Oh. Then I should really put you in my contacts then. Yeah. We should really talk more. I mean, think about this. There are several holidays that fall on a different day every year. I mean, really? The first Sunday of the month, the first Monday of the month, last Thursday of the month. Listen, speaking of Thanksgiving being the last Thursday of the month, do we really need a set date to pay our tributes to gluttony? I don't think so. However, that Free Birds movie, yeah, I'm tuning into NBC this year. Yeah, definitely. Gonna try to watch that whole thing. Yeah, just imagine being that guy who bought a rotisserie chicken on Thanksgiving for his apartment, and then he's like, I can't believe I ate the whole thing. Yeah, not very nice. So where were we? Oh yes, talking about things you never know are gonna happen next. You ever play the game of War with, you ever play that card game War? Yeah, I mean, unless you fixed the deck or anything, you never know what you're gonna get. Yep, that is the box of chocolates of card games. And I like when I win, hate when I lose, never in between, for some reason. Well, we have a lot of show to fill, so that being said, I'm gonna need a minute. I mean, if you've watched this show throughout the time it's been on, you know that I've had several claims on the show, several side projects, several promises. Yeah, the list goes on and on about things that I started but didn't finish, and just shelved for that matter. Let's just remind you of a few of those. Not with a clip package, that would take way too long. How about a scrolling list? Yep, I can wait. See? That's a lot. Okay, about the second channel, I'm working on that, don't worry. But Daily Motion, dead. So I guess, to my best ability and within reason, I'd say this. When it comes to making plans, when it comes to claiming you're gonna do something, think of it this way, and I'm sorry I'm using another food analogy this week, but why not use a menu instead of going out for the whole buffet? Okay, sure, you can handle 2 plates, but then you're like, you got too much on your plate here. You're gonna leave something unchewed. And in my case, that was the Minute Show, Daily Motion, and the rest. It's time for that weekly list known as the possibility list. It's kind of like when you have a Bic marker on you, and then your coworker walks up to you and says, hey, hand me that Sharpie, will ya? Thanks. Alright, this week's list is titled 4 Things That Will Get Stuck in Your Head. 4 things that will get stuck in your head. I narrowed this list down to things that, after you're done listening, after you're done seeing, all your 5 senses encountered this thing, you will not forget it. And don't you forget it. Alright, and number 4, the Rocky soundtrack. Number 3, Gal Gadot. I'll be honest, ever since I learned how to pronounce. Number 2, the lyrics to Ducktales. Woohoo! And number 1, 4 things that will get stuck in your head. How incoherent this show is. Alright, and that is the possibility list for you this week. Well, that is the show for you this week. You know to follow me on social media. What a weird note to end the episode on. Check out the second channel. We are going to put new content up there as much as we possibly can. Well, do I just salute now? Yep, I must salute now. See ya.